Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We're continuing Saw Week by reviewing, in chronological order, Saw 2. More money, more problems. That's right, in this sequel you can definitely tell they had more money in the budget this time around. How can you tell? Simple. There were more traps and more body parts. I couldn't find a whole hand or a foot. A thumb was the best I could do for right now. I just found this saw on the side of the road. So let's get into it. Now, the one thing I want to talk about before I get too into the sequel is the fact that James Wan and Leigh Whannell, the two guys behind the first Saw film, actually came on board as producers for Saw 2, which was directed by Darren Lynn Bousman. Hoping I said that correctly. James Wan was actually kind of upset because when he went down to the set, he was surprised to find out that they were given so much money that he got upset. After all, Billy the Puppet on a tricycle in the original was being pulled by a fishing line, but in the sequel, full-on animatronic. I mean, just a robot with gears in him. Now, the origin of Saw 2 is actually very interesting. The director, Darren Lynn Bousman, actually wrote a script which was very similar to the first Saw film. So the production company actually contacted him and said, hey, why not just turn this into a full-fledged Saw film? And that's how we got Saw 2. The original writer, Leigh Whannell, actually came on as co-writer. So guaranteed good stuff, am I right? So right off the bat, the film begins with an Iron Maiden death trap. Well, just the head part of an Iron Maiden. So, yeah, almost like a Venus flytrap. There are little nails in it and everything. Just closes up on the guy, impaling his face, turning into a pincushion. I was really excited to see Amanda, played by Shawnee Smith, actually return for the sequel, although it was a little sad for me to see her come back as another victim. Oh, spoiler alert later on, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So the movie is about Detective Wahlberg trying to find his kidnapped son, who's trapped in a house with 5 other strangers, and one of them being Beverly Mitchell. Yeah, that girl from Seventh Heaven, the show that's not allowed to be on TV anymore, and I'm pretty sure you completely forgot about that. So Detective Wahlberg tracks down Jigsaw to his hidden warehouse, and the one part I really liked about this movie was the fact that Jigsaw actually said, to Detective Wahlberg, I want to play a game, so talk to me. Your son's in a safe place. Just talk to me. And oh my, I mean, I'm sorry to be geeking out this much, but if you watch the film, you know why I'm geeking out this much over that one simple phrase. And of course, Jigsaw loves those slow-moving toxins coursing through the body, so he's pumping gasfuls of this stuff right into the house. And all 5 people have to find the antidote hidden somewhere within the house, and of course they're hidden inside their very own traps. So good times abound. So the first guy gets killed off by peeking through a little peephole in a doorway that's actually attached to a revolving gun, goes off, there goes half the dude's head. First victim, gone. Second victim got trapped in a furnace where he actually had to crawl through the flames to turn off the gas, and he would have been fine. But he was too busy freaking out over, being set on fire. So, second person dead. Oh, the one thing about the second victim that was kind of funny, and of course his name's written on the envelope, and they're like, Obby, who's Obby? And of course the guy steps forward and says, it's my name, Obi. Like, that's the proper way to pronounce his name. But on the tape recorder, Jigsaw actually says Obby. So even he doesn't pronounce the guy's name right. I thought that was kind of funny as well. So Obi is dead, not burnt to a crisp, it's just that the heat from the fire got into his lungs, which boiled his blood, and that's how he died. No, I'm serious, that's like the scientific reasoning behind it. Look it up. Google it! The one part in the movie that definitely made me squirm in my seat when I saw this, and yes, I did pay to see this in movie theaters, was the needle pit. It's just, oh, it's all these it's needles, like what you see at the doctor when he wants to draw blood, just stick it in you. It's just all those needles, and they're all in the bottom of a pit, and poor Amanda, she gets thrown into it, and oh man, I actually saw the movie twice in movie theaters. The first time I squirmed. The second time I went to go see it, I watched everybody else, and everybody else was like, oh, oh, oh. Like, it was, I was surprised. I was like, really? This is what made us all squirm? We just saw a guy get his head blown off, and another guy just die in a fire. Like, but this is the one that makes us squirm. Okay. And it's effective. Now, the whole time this is going on in the house, Detective Wahlberg and Jigsaw are talking, and Jigsaw's, of course, doing his whole, I'm doing this to teach people to appreciate their lives, I'm not a killer, pretty much justifying his actions. Because after all, Saw is a twisted moral tale. In Jigsaw's eyes, none of his victims are innocent. They're all guilty of something. The thing that I love about the film is the fact that every single person that Detective Wahlberg's son is trapped in the house with are people that his dad arrested by falsifying charges. He either planted evidence or just flat out said, no, these are bad people. So, yeah, Detective Wahlberg's son definitely has a reason for not telling anybody who his dad is. And of course, Detective Wahlberg's like, enough's enough! Damn it, where's my boy? And he starts just bitch slapping Jigsaw, ruining his day. And finally Jigsaw's like, alright, I'll take you to where your son is, let's go. So they sneak out of the warehouse, and at the same time, one of the guys trapped in the house has just gone berserk. He is now just killing everybody, and he figured out one of Jigsaw's clues, and now he's just out on a mad killing spree. So he's chasing Amanda and Detective Wahlberg's son just all throughout the house. And this is happening at the same time Detective Wahlberg is trying to find his, is trying to go to the location of where his baby boy is. So of course the police department finally tracked down where the video feed is coming from. Because remember, Jigsaw is making Detective Wahlberg watch all this at his warehouse on video monitors. So of course they're finally finding out where the transmission's coming from. They kick down the door to another place, only to find out everything was recorded. The video wasn't live, it was recorded. And as soon as they find that out, at Jigsaw's warehouse, boom, safe in the back of the room, opens up. There's Detective Wahlberg's son. And that's when it all starts to make sense, because when Detective Wahlberg first busted into the warehouse, Jigsaw told him, I want to play a game, just sit down and talk to me, your son's in a safe place. His son was in the safe the whole time, holy cow. And of course it turns out that the house that everything was actually filmed in, right in the basement, is the bathroom scene from the very first film. So when Detective Wahlberg goes down there to try and save his baby boy and sees someone in the bathtub, boo! Jump scare! It's actually Amanda wearing the pig mask face and the black robe. Stabs Detective Wahlberg with a needle. Now he's all like, bleh. He's knocked out. She pulls off the mask to reveal that she was actually part of the game the whole time, which was amazing to me in the theaters. I was like, what? Amanda is what? First, it ends with Amanda chaining Detective Wahlberg to the pipe in the bathroom, turns off the lights, and says game over, slams the door shut. Holy cow. I loved this in the movie theaters. As soon as it came out on DVD, I ran out to buy it. Oh my gosh, I really like it. I love this movie. This is one of my favorite horror sequels. But like I said, I've often told people, like, if you want to get a nice Saw viewing, just watch the first one and the second one. Just watch those two and you'll be fine. But if you're a hardcore nerd like me and end up watching the rest, oh, that's a rabbit hole right there. It's a rabbit hole that I gladly followed all the way through, and I'm happy I did. So, yeah. That pretty much does it for my Saw 2 review. I definitely love it. I give it 3 thumbs up. 3. I reverted to Carrot Top style humor. Another thing I left off was Billy the Puppet's laugh. Like I said, the first Saw film, very low budget. Everything had to be done very quickly, and as a matter of fact, Billy the Puppet's laugh, easy to find nowadays, especially in the month of October. It's on a lot of Halloween products. I mean, I bought this little coffin like years ago. That's Billy the Puppet's laugh. And this thing I bought at Michael's for like $1. So, I want to thank you all for watching. Stay tuned tomorrow for my review of Saw 3. As always, I am YouTube's Carcinoma Killer. And remember, I don't have anything witty to say this time, but stay tuned for Saw 3. Guaranteed a bloody good time. Bye, everybody.